Today, I wanted to answer some of the most common questions that I hear all the time about Bonelab, or questions that I see commonly about this game, Bonelab. First of all, here's what version I'm on, my build, and the device I'm playing on, and stuff like that. So there's that information if anyone wants any of that. But one question that I got a lot of was when I made this video, a lot of people were like, what's going on with this thing? I don't understand. Why don't I have it? Why don't I have this gacha machine? It's because it's part of a specific update, a beta update, if you will. And so if you guys want to know how to update the game when there is an update, even though there's not actually an update, usually if someone's talking about an update in Bonelab and there actually is an update and they show you an update of some kind and you can't find it, it's probably because it's part of an update. Now, I can't exactly explain to you how it works on like Steam VR or whatever like that, but on Quest it's actually pretty simple, although also kind of confusing. Here are the steps that you have to do and stuff like that. So take it away, other version of myself. So, if you want to get beta version of Pavlov or Bonelab or any of these other games like that, all you need to do is go to your Oculus app right here on your phone, go to the store or the search or something like that. Search for what you're looking for. I have Bonelab saved right here as a search, so I want to get the Bonelab beta. Click on Bonelab right here, scroll way down until you can see the version number. So right here, version 1.206 whatever. It may not say that version for you, but you can click that version number and then it opens up this new thing here, and you can click this thing right here where it says channel public beta, and you can change it from the live version, which may not have the update, or you can change it to the public beta, which may have the update, or you can change it to the public SSL_fix or whatever like that, which may also have the update that you're looking for. This is a weird thing that Oculus does for some reason where I guess it's probably the best way to do it, but yeah, it's weird. Have fun. And if you want to know how to do that too, here's how slow motion works, because that is another very common question that I get all the time here in Bonelab. How does slow motion work? I see it all the time in other places. I've gotten the question myself a few times. It's super simple. So if you're on Quest 2, oh, these guys are still live. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, if you want to do it on Quest 2, it's super simple. So press X. X on your controller, it's going to be on your left controller. It increases the level of slowness. So if you press it once, it's going to be slightly slow. You can see it's a little bit slow. But if I press it multiple times, it's even slower now. So as you can see, I'm barely able to move when I'm walking backwards. Like, it's very, 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 very slow here and stuff like that, right? So that's how it works. You can increase the level of slowness like that, but how do you keep the longevity of it? For as long as you're holding the X down, it will stay at that speed. So what you want to do is, also you need to be holding your stick down in some direction as well. So your left stick there where you move, unless your movement is tied to your right hand or whatever like that, but keep it down or in some direction, right? So if I want to stay at this speed, I gotta make sure I'm holding either the X button or the left stick button, the joystick button. If I hold the X button down, which is what I'm doing right now, it's kind of hard to see. The level of speed stays the same, but I can't really move around. So I can still move around, but I just have to quickly move to the stick and start moving around like that, and now the speed will do whatever it's doing like that, right? And it will stay slow motion until I let go of the stick. So as you can see, well, you probably really can't see, but I'm moving around because I'm using the stick to move around and stuff like that, and watch what happens as soon as I let go of the stick. I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna let go of the stick, and it's immediately out of slow motion. So that's how slow motion works here in Bonelab. I've heard it's different from Boneworks and everything like that, but that's how it works here in this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and take a look at some more common questions while we double check that these guys are dead. And while we're at it, we are in the hub, the Bonelab hub. So how do you beat this section of the game? How do you get these quarantine doors open and actually start progressing through the story? Because I've heard this question a lot of times, and I was very confused as to why people were stuck here. I gotta be honest with you guys, I was personally myself at first, but all it takes is a little bit exploring, plus it kind of somewhat tells you on this. I mean, it doesn't necessarily tell you what to do on this. So for a lot of people, they probably think that that this game is just a bunch of like random mini games, like the 6 different mini games that you see on screen there, which technically number 6 is just the mods or whatever like that. So a lot of people probably think it's just those 6 mini games and stuff like that, but that's not actually true. What you want to do to beat this section, open the quarantine doors over there and stuff like that, is hop into arena, then just get out of arena. Hop into the tack trial, and then just immediately leave the tack trial. Then do the same thing over here with the experimental, hop straight into experimental, then just leave, hop into sandbox, and then just leave. You can spend as much time as you want there, but if you want to get the quarantine doors open as quickly as possible, you have to do it like that. And then finally parkour, go into parkour, and then leave parkour immediately right afterwards. Every single time you go into one of these places and then leave, you'll notice that there's a box on top of them. I believe they're already on there by default before you even open them. But a little orange glowy orb thing will spawn inside of them once you enter them. You don't have to spend literally any time in there at all. You can immediately leave after you enter that world or whatever like that, and it will spawn it there for you. By default, I believe the mods one is already open. It already has a glowy orb in it, so I'm pretty sure you don't have to do anything with it. And you can do these in any order. You can do parkour first, you can do experimental first, it doesn't matter, you just gotta do all 5 of those. Once you do all 5 of those, you have to come up these stairs, just like so. You gotta do the noise and everything. And you'll find this crane thing up here, and you can actually maneuver this crane around and stuff like that, and hover it above these different things. So that is above the sandbox, or sorry, not the sandbox, the mods one over there. See, it's above the mods one. And once it's above one of them, you can actually lower the crane like so. And once it gets low enough, it'll actually grab one of those orbs that are inside the crate, as long as it's obviously open. As you can see, it opened the crate. If there was a little one of these orange glowy orb things in it, it would now be inside that crane, and the crane will be carrying it around and stuff like that. As far as I know, the crane can hold all of them all at once, so you can either do that, or you can just immediately take the crane after you've gotten the orb and take it to these little 6 slots over here that are right next to you. So you take it right over here, just like that. Just like that. It'll probably maybe a little bit closer, but you want to put it on these 3 things, and then on this side you want to move the other 3 on that thing. It doesn't matter if I put number 6 here, it doesn't matter if I put number 5 here, or number 3, or 2, or 4, or 1, or anything like that. It doesn't matter which one it is, as long as I get a glowy orb in each of these 6 slots. Once you do that, it'll automatically attach it to it. You may have to lower the crane a little bit to actually get it to actually do it, but once it's in the little thing, just make sure you get all of them and all of them. Once that happens, the doors should be active, the green light should come on, then you can immediately run over here. I mean, again, you gotta do the noise. And now, when you press this button, it'll actually work. It'll unlock the thing and everything and stuff like that, and you can go through this whole section as you normally would and stuff like that. You actually have to go through there and go around the doors, because that one doesn't open for some reason, I don't think. But yeah, you go around and stuff like that once you go in there, and then you can progress through the story. As you go through that stuff, there will be different challenges, NPCs, and all kinds of stuff like that. Now, eventually, you will finally be able to open this door. But you don't get to open this door until, like, basically the very end of the game. It will spawn you here, and you'll have, like, a key or something like that. You put the key inside the crane thing up there that I was at earlier. Once you do that, you can press this button here, and it'll open this door, and you can continue through the story and beat the last couple of levels or whatever like that, and you're done. Now, some other questions that I've gotten are stuff like, how long does it actually take to beat the game? How quick is this game? Like, how quickly can you beat this game? All kinds of different regards to that. Now, obviously, there's speed runs where people have been able to do it in, like, I believe even just a few minutes. But for the most part, if you're playing through the first time, it might take you about 6 hours, because you might be, like, exploring every nook and cranny. If you're just trying to get through the levels as quickly as possible, you don't even really have to be that quick to do it. But if you're trying to beat the levels, and you're just going through them, you're not looking for secret doors, you're not looking for the gotcha balls or anything like that. If you're not doing any of that stuff, then it's only going to take you about like 2 hours, really. It's a little bit disappointing in like how quick the game is, but it really doesn't take that much time at all. After you do all that stuff, or even before you do it, you can have plenty of time in the parkour and have fun with that. There's plenty of stuff in Sandbox that you can have fun with, and of course there's mods and stuff like that you can download and extend your playtime and stuff like that, or you can make videos or do other wacky stuff like I do. But for the most part, the campaign, the main story of it, is only going to take you a few hours. Now, again, like I said, you can easily stretch that to like 6 hours if you're looking through every nook and cranny and looking for all kinds of secrets and stuff like that. Like, ooh, what's behind here? Oh, I guess nothing. You know, just that kind of thing. So it doesn't take that long. So another common question that I've seen online is, how did you get this here contraption on your arm that allows you to change into different avatar forms or whatever, right? Well, it's actually really simple. All you have to do is progress through the game, and one of the characters in the game will actually give it to you. And then you'll just have it forever after that. It's really simple. Once you get to a certain point in the story, it will just give it to you, and you can use it wherever, whenever, and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. What the hell is going on there? What the hell? Whatever it is, it's physically here. It's not like some kind of like... What the hell? I ain't never seen something like that before in my life. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. If you did enjoy it, I would very much appreciate a like, a subscribe, a share, any kind of number of things like that, because all of those things really help out the channel a ton, and I would very much greatly appreciate it if you did any of those cool things like that. So yeah, do those things. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions that are like super common in this game, and maybe I can do another video looking at more common questions here in Bonelab and answering those as well. But for now, do any number of those things like that, and make sure, most importantly of all, to stay asleep.